Have you ever wondered why we're always chasing something new? The latest phone, a fresh look, the next big trend. Somehow we've been conditioned to believe that this constant cycle, this consumer culture, is just normal. And maybe that's the problem. Because while we keep spending, the system keeps winning. And here's what no one really talks about. It's costing us more than money. Back in high school, I found a lot of my worth in what I owned. Whether it was branded clothes, trendy shoes, latest tech. If I didn't have them, I would feel behind. Even now, sometimes I still catch myself wanting to upgrade or buy things I don't necessarily need. And honestly, it's hard not to when the world is constantly throwing new trends in our faces every single day. What I've come to realize is this. Consumerism traps us when our identity depends on what the world says about us, rather than what God says. As I grew in faith, I genuinely started caring less about possessions, whether it was an older iPhone or hand-me-down clothes, because I realized that there are far more important things in this world. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with buying things. I do it too, and God created us to enjoy good things. But the real question is, why are we buying? Is it to enjoy something or to prove something? More and more, we've started using shopping as a way to cope. If you feel down, bored, empty, just buy something. We even have a name for this, retail therapy, as if a purchase can heal what's going on inside. I honestly don't even think you need to be religious to see how flawed that mindset is. Studies consistently show a link between materialism and lower levels of happiness and life satisfaction. So we're basically trying to cure our sadness with something that also makes us sad. Okay, sure, buying something might give you that quick hit of dopamine, so for a quick second, you feel like everything is fine. But then the feeling fades. And then what? We're right back where we started, still wanting more. So how do we get here? In a culture so obsessed with consuming. About 100 years ago, advertising had one job: sell a product. Soap was just soap, shoes were just shoes. But after the 1920s, everything shifted. Companies realized that they could sell more if they sold feelings. Happiness, success, freedom. Suddenly they all came with a price tag. And over time, that shift created the consumer culture we know today, where buying isn't just something we do, it's become part of who we are. Today, with the rise of social media, consumer culture is louder and faster than ever. We're hit with ads 24/7. Studies say the average American sees between 4,000 and 10,000 ads a day, and 38% of students say they're mostly influenced by them. Sales and drops are everywhere. Even if we don't need something, if it's on sale, it feels like a steal, and I think we've all been there. Trends move faster than ever, and fast fashion tries to keep up. People buy 60% more clothes than they did 17 years ago, but only keep them for half as long. I don't think it's just about style anymore. I think it's about identity. Now let's talk about one of the strangest consumer crazes in recent years. Labubu dolls.
Labubu unboxing part 2.
I cannot seem to escape Labubu.
Never thought the day would come.
What started as little collectible toys somehow became the hottest flex and a worldwide phenomenon. People are spending hundreds of dollars and lining up for hours just to get one.
Just outside the Pop Mart store on Michigan Avenue, this is what was happening this morning. They were all trying to get their hands on the latest edition of Labubu.
I spent $300.
It all kicked off when a celebrity was seen holding one. And that's all it takes. We see this over and over. A celebrity wears something, holds something, drinks something, and suddenly everyone wants it too.
I know a lot of friends of mine, if they see someone wearing XYZ, they want to get the same thing.
You might see someone you like wearing something nice and you're like, oh, this looks really cool, I want it.
Social media is basically a trend, so you're able to see the latest shoes, the latest jackets, the latest this and latest that. You're able to see your favorite people in those things as well.
Now let's be real. Nothing justifies paying hundreds of dollars for a toy. But if they at least look cute or had some kind of use or purpose to them, I could almost understand. But these ones, they're expensive, useless, and I mean, just look at them. Yet people still see them and go, yeah, that's worth my entire paycheck. But here's the thing, I don't really think it's about the doll. I think it's about the feeling it represents, being trendy, being seen. At some point, it's no longer about buying a thing, it's about buying an identity. And that's where it starts to look a lot like idolatry. That's the trap of consumer culture. It convinces us to chase identity and joy through objects. But the second the trend fades, we're already looking for the next fix. We're already off chasing the next thing. That's how the cycle works. Buy, chase, repeat. And the scariest part is, most of us don't ever really stop to question this lifestyle that we're blindly partaking in. As a culture, we've lost the ability to feel satisfied. And that's a serious problem. Even as Christians, we're not immune. Sometimes we care more about our Amazon carts than our Bible. We spend more time shopping than praying. I'll be honest, I'm guilty of this. But it's no wonder anxiety is everywhere. A mental health survey of over 2,500 Australian adults found nearly a third of Gen Z feel stressed and anxious from doom scrolling and comparing themselves online. We've been trained to want more clothes, more upgrades, more validation. We can't just sit with what we already have, even though deep down we know it's already enough. Because the more we consume, the less we appreciate what we already have. Gratitude gets replaced with entitlement. Food, Wi-Fi, clothes, shelter, things that are blessings from God start feeling like just standard. And the money we use to buy them, that's God's too. But we often act like it's ours to waste. Dropping $20 on a shirt we don't need, but hesitating to give $2 to someone in need. We've become so attached to money and material possessions that we barely notice how tightly we're holding on. Even as Christians, we can fall into the trap, valuing comfort over generosity, stuff over service. We say we trust God to provide, but our spending habits often tell a different story. But the truth is, when we cling to what we have, we miss out on the freedom that comes with living with open hands. Because everything we have, our money, our possessions, was never meant to end with us. It was meant to flow through us to bless others, to glorify God. So let's be honest with ourselves. Where is our treasure really? Are we storing up treasures on earth or in heaven? Are we using what God's given us to serve Him, or are we caught up in chasing things that can never satisfy? Because here's what I've learned. No amount of stuff can fill a heart that's empty of purpose. And the more we try, the further we drift from the one who gives us real worth. Our souls weren't made for consumerism. It was made for connection with the one who created you, and me, and all of us. We don't have to earn or buy His love. God offers it freely. In Jesus, we find a joy that doesn't fade and a purpose that doesn't depend on trends. In the end, everything we buy will fade away, but God remains. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6 and 7 says, "But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it." So if you've been searching, maybe this is your sign to stop looking into the world and start turning to Him. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!